Seattle's Mayor Bruce Harrell says there was no victory dance when most of the candidates that he endorsed won their race for Seattle City Council.
But there is no doubt the shakeup of the council could possibly mean an easier time getting his policies through. So these 5 new faces are going to take office in January. They are more centrist compared to many of the council members now. I sat down with Harrell about what this means for Seattle moving forward. First policy push come January, because come on, there's got to be a policy that you're trying to push through. You didn't get it because you didn't have the support. Now it's a changing dynamic. So what are you going to do January?
The most important thing, I think you're going to see a brand new discussion on the correlation between public safety and health. People want me to clean up our streets. They're tired of looking at the health conditions, the public safety issues, and we are very aggressive to try to clean up the streets. I don't want I want everyone to be able to walk through the streets and feel safe. But I also realize people are dying out there. They're unhealthy. And I think the new council, they have the same vision that we want to treat people. So I think working with the county, who's responsible for the health initiatives and health work, that we'll see a new partnership with the county. Because when I see people doing drugs, I want to see people getting help. When I see people unsheltered, I want to see them getting housed. And I think this council, without all of the long speeches and denigrations and criticisms, they're going to say, we're in this with you as a city. Because it's very easy and very seductive to sit back and say, you're not doing this and you're not doing this. And typically I'll say, well, what are you doing? Because we're trying. So I think with this new council that they're going to embrace our movement towards sheltering and treating people. So on day 1 in January, I think you're going to see a new approach toward health outcomes and using our recruitment of police officers, using our public safety strategies, using our downtown activation plan. We're getting small businesses populating areas. You're going to see more foot traffic. It's going to be a great positive step for the city.
But level of crime right now, most of the candidates who won said it is unacceptable what we're seeing in Seattle. Do you agree with that?
Well, actually, the crime rates are down. If you look at major crimes, violent crimes, the crimes are often down double digits. What they see, though, are they see the conditions by which it looks unsafe. They see the homicide rate, particularly by gun violence, in going up, which is awful. But actually, you do see with our police department, and we have one of the best police departments in the country.
But Mayor, why doesn't it feel like that for so many Seattleites? They don't feel safe, and that is something that we heard in the campaign trail. And the reason why many of those candidates won was because they were saying the same thing that people were feeling.
Yeah. Well, how can you feel safe when you see, again, people huddled around tinfoil, you see tents along the street, and you don't see them getting help? So again, one of our strategies will be to get people uniformed. It could be a soft uniform, a windbreaker or something. People from faith-based communities, as an example, out there helping people get help. They don't feel safe because they don't see anyone getting treated. And I'll give you a good example. In a nonprofit organization that I used to be involved with, I said, look, if you see a piece of paper on the ground, it's your job to pick it up, if this is your facility. And I look at, when I see people hurting in the city, it's my whole One Seattle approach toward my 14,000 employees. I don't care what department you're in, to help. So you're going to see an investment strategy where you see people getting help. And if you don't see it, people feel unsafe. It's fear-based. If you don't feel unsafe, it's because you're afraid of people and you see them often, they appear to be a threat. That's why it was very critical in the law that I proposed to the council that they passed. I said, we will make arrests where people are threats to others. That's not left or right. That's just common sense that I need people to feel safe. So I think you see the momentum going there, and you see areas of town that were once awful, and people see the improvement because they see our philosophy into action.
Has Seattle been too permissive when it comes to certain drug crimes?
Well, I think our country has been too permissive. I could go to every major city. Let's not examine Seattle outside the context of what's happening in this country. The fentanyl crisis is killing our country. Our country has a lot of problems. We have gun violence in this country in unprecedented levels. You and I talked before the show about visiting different countries and the lack of a gun violence culture in some of these other cities. So yes, the city of Seattle is no exception. Again, working through the Board of Health, which is a county-run organization. It's been around since 1951, I believe. It's time to have new conversations on how we treat people.
So you just heard Mayor Harrell call Seattle police the best force in the United States. He also says officers have been demoralized the last couple of years, making recruiting difficult. So how many officers have they hired this year? How do they plan on boosting dwindling numbers? We will have that part of the interview coming up tomorrow, starting at 4 p.m.